everyone. So picked up this wave in our toy hunt. Found it all at a Target. And this is a Build-A-Figure for the horse, and this is all the Dark Knight Returns. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of do this like I've been doing recent waves. Is I'm gonna take each one individually and just kind of show you. Then at the end I'll do the Build-A-Figure and show you it all comes together. So it was 4 characters: Batman, Superman, Robin, the Joker. Pretty much probably the 4 key characters in the whole story. So the Batman looks a lot like, you know, the one from the animated show. I'm not much into DC, but like this really sparked my interest because I love that show. I really like Batman a lot too. So there's that. Oh, I'm going to show you on the back too. So that's all the pieces. So I'm not really sure where to start. I guess 2 would be the starter one, which is Robin. There's Superman. Has kind of like that, you know, look from the movie. Comes with the legs, stuff like that. Now the Robin one was interesting because it was a Platinum Edition one. And as much as I love this movie, I didn't really care much for Robin. Just thought it was okay, you know. But if I got a Robin, I'd prefer like a colored one, but apparently this one's kind of rare. I don't know. Seems to be going for a little bit more money on eBay. But you can see here that there was like a full color one, so I would prefer that one. But I mean, it's still kind of cool, the kind of platinum edition one. So all right, and the last one is a Joker, which I thought this was a really cool version of him. I like the look of it so far. I do wish they had like where you could put a batarang in his eye, but I guess it's a little too violent. And I'm not sure how that would be pulled off with everything else that's going on here. So yeah, I'm not big into DC Universe figures. The only one I ever bought was the very first series, I think it was, and they made an animated Batman, but I couldn't get the stand. The legs were like too skinny, even like the little peg stand, but sort of pass on that. All right, so I guess I'm gonna start with Robin because that's the torso of the horse, more or less, and yeah, just go from there. Alrighty, so I got Robin out of the package. Now I got the torso sitting over here, and I was at first like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna snap it together, but I think the head has to go in here. So I'll just show you the back real quick. That's what it looks like. Looks like the head would go in there somehow. Probably front legs too. So maybe it just slides through those front legs, and these are the back legs, but I guess I'm gonna have to do the head of the horse first before I finish that up. Only comes in 163 with the slingshot. It's kind of slanted like this, and I know like you could probably heat this up and maneuver it, you know, however you want, but the way it's designed, it's like this is part on the left and this is kind of on the top, so it's one of that slant, or a slight slant at least. The sculpt on this Robin is really impressive. I just really wish I had the color to go with it, you know. Pretty good articulation, you know. I'll start. One thing I noticed is like the ankle joint's kind of like a ball. It works fine, but you know, obviously it's not hidden, so it does stick out. This has toe articulation, which I think is kind of neat, but it's like, I don't know, I guess if you get him like in an action pose where he's kind of on his toes or something, that would work. But yeah, not sure about that. In the package, this thing had kind of like 2 things. It was making me nervous about getting them out was he had like the little plastic string around here, and then his cape was slid in the back through the packaging. Like, so what I usually try to do with the strings is I try to go through the back of the package and cut them so I don't accidentally cut into the figure. And then with the capes, you have to about fold it to get it to come out right, because this like usually covers this part, and then if you're bringing it out, it's just gonna scrape the cape. Which it looks like I got it out okay, but that always makes me nervous. It's like, oh man. So I gotta cut the figure, and I had to take a real small knife and just kind of pull rather than cut, if that makes sense, and go about that way. Let's see. I guess he would be left-handed. So maybe like that. You could probably do an extra pose with him on the slingshot. Something like that. So that works pretty good. So, I can't remember. Yeah, I'm right-handed, so if I use a slingshot, yeah, I would use my right hand to pull the string back. Okay. I used to have a great uncle that used to make slingshots, and I remember that now, kinda. So, I don't know, at first I was like, oh man, it's gonna look weird, but yeah, that makes sense. So, in let's see if I can get him to stand. Okay. So, I mean, it looks pretty good. The only thing is you have to really work with these feet and these ankles. They're kind of smaller. So, oops. Yeah, so you gotta, you know, work with them, get them stand. It looks like it's just fine. It does come with like a peg too. Kind of cart. So, I'll show you that there. See this peg stand. I think they all come with this, so that can help. It usually just has like one little peg spot and then the cart. So there's that. One thing I do like about these is they're really easy to open. So you can just take a little small knife and just cut into here, cut into there, cut in the bag, and boom, pull it out, and you're good. And it stays in a good spot. You know, what I noticed about these is that the DC Universe figures don't seem to move like the Marvel Legends, usually. Unless it's something like this, you know, obviously you're not going to find this, probably not find this that well. But I think the packaging is kind of boring. I don't know. Like, it doesn't look bad, but it's just every figure looks like this, regardless of what it is. There's not, you know, it's just DC Universe, who it is. If it's a Build-A-Figure, usually if it's a single player, or a single figure, then the box is real smaller. But I think that kind of throws me off about them too. I mean, I'm not a big DC fan, so that's probably part of it too, but I don't know. So I guess I'm gonna figure out which one's ahead, and then this will be the next one I go for. Alright, so got Joker out of the package. Man, the quality of this is really good. So it has kind of like the gray in the eyes. I don't know, like they did a really good job with this. Like, I mean, the paint in the teeth is almost perfect. I don't know, but like you see like little spots here and there. It's kind of like the way how you rotate it. Like the top teeth look, well, no, mine are messed up right there. Oh shoot. Oh well. The sculpt of the face looks great though. But I like this kind of gray in the eyes too. The hair looks great with the green. The tie is like a separate piece. It just kind of lays there. And the jacket is, yeah, it looks like it's just, like this isn't really a button that snaps it together. It's just kind of on top of the sculpt. And it does have like this kind of rigid feel to it. Like, I don't know if you see these lines here, but they have like a, kind of like an embossed feel to them. I like how they did the pants too. So, well, I don't know, they made the thighs extra long and the calves kind of short, but good gosh, that's tight. So that might take some heating up to work that out. See the same issue here, like the ankle's like a ball joint thing, so it doesn't really hide it. When he was sending the package, it was kind of like this. I was like, oh, okay, he's got a gun, you know? And, yeah, he don't have a gun. I can't remember if he had a gun in the movie or anything like that, but just, you know, he just has the knife, which I remember this in there. He was using a knife, and then another hand for his left. That's kind of weird, like they have the ball joint come out the other way. So you would put this here, and it's real bendy, like just really, really bendy. I don't know, it's almost so bendy it's hard to get in there because the hand is much tighter. I don't know. I don't know if it's supposed to go in there or it would go in there. I'm not sure. So, golly. I don't know what to say. Can't get it in there. It's like the fingers have no give, and this is a little wider, so it's like I kind of have to like almost squeeze it in there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try the alternate hand real quick. Oh, God, that's tight. There's kind of like a different color here. I don't know, maybe it's just the color of the joints. Like they look kind of like this flat plastic look. I don't understand the heels. Oh, the sky heels is just something with Joker. I have to watch the movie again just to see if like he really was wearing heels. Golly, I don't know. I'll get this thing in there. Like it's not that hard. I'm just trying to do it like I don't mess up anything. Did it backwards? Golly, you can hear it probably just creasing the fingers or something. But let's see. Okay, all right, we're good in there. Golly. Like you had to, it's in there now, but it's like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a good pose for him. Like with a knife. And this thing too, like his wrist has got like, it almost moves a little too much whenever you're just trying to pose it, so. And this head, you have to kind of work it out too. Okay, so that's there. I don't know. I like it, but yeah, you can obviously remember the struggles I was just talking about. Yeah, he has toes articulation too. That's what's getting on hers. It's got the toe articulation. And they got a pin in here, but they made it black. I don't know why they just didn't make it purple. I mean, it doesn't stick out or anything like that. It's just, I don't know. Like, he's not a heavy figure, but he's a kind of a solid, he's kind of like a solid body. So it's weird that they made heels and made toe articulation. If anybody remembers like the Marvel Legends and Toy Biz, that was a big thing that hurt him was toe articulation. So I have the horse head and saddle. This saddle is really impressive. So imagine this is the back and this is the front. I'm trying to think how it would go on. Just okay, so you just slide underneath because it doesn't unstrap. So it's just, you can see here's just one piece. I mean, it's real bendy and all, but so we can put the head in here and like a horse, which it would go like this. And like this. I guess those pieces would just snap together. I feel like I've built something like this before and it's a little tricky. But we'll see how it goes. I'm going to pause this real quick and just kind of take a better look at this because I don't want to put it in the wrong way and just be stuck with it or something. So bear with me. Alright, so I ain't gonna lie, it took a little while just to get that in right. So basically I thought like you had to put the horse head in there first and kind of slide together, but no, you can take the torso and then slide the torso head in later because it just kind of goes through the slot. And then the saddle just kind of slides through the back here. Or I guess you can go this way too, but it seemed to go fine here. You just kind of nudge it in its place. It's really forgiving, so it works. So far I like what I see. Yeah. And it's like a ratcheted head too, so that's pretty cool. But anyways, I guess I'll go with Superman. I might just save Batman for the last. So that'll be the next one. Alright, so I got the Superman of the package. Set these aside real quick. It's got the 9 legs. So that was one of the issues I had with him, is like it's kind of hard to stand. There's a lot of mass to this one, like he's just buff. Which is Superman, so it's not too big a deal. Yeah, it's kind of like an old man face in a way. The more I look at it, like the closer I get, it just looks kind of weird. I don't know. Like, it's good detail, but it's like, instead of looking more like a human, it looks like something chiseled or something. So yeah. I mean, God, like that muscle there just, it pokes out of the back too. It's just like Superman's been lifting weight since he got older. And that was a premise too. Like, I think they were all like kind of older, like 50s or 60s or something like that. So, or whatever the equivalent that will be for Superman. As far as paint, like the hair, it looks good, but like I got like some spots here. So like right there, right here, some on the side. I don't see it rubbing off or anything. Well, a little bit of that did. The color's really good. The only thing is I know some kind of paint issues. I don't know if you can see this in the shoulder, but it's kind of like got a, and you can feel it too, like it's smooth right here at the end of the shoulder muscle. It's a little matted or sticky. And yeah, I mean, his arms are kind of simply articulated. It's just the shoulder up and down. Oh, this is supposed to be a butterfly joint there. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there's just not a lot of articulation with him. Let's see. The ass looks pretty good, but I do notice like some paint here. Cape on the back looks really good. Some of the packages did the same thing where the cape's like going through the plastic, but the gap is a lot bigger. So you didn't have to, you know, work as hard as the Robin figure to get them out. This one's just kind of okay to me. It may grow on me, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. And he has 2 alternate hands, so I'm having a hard time getting him to stand. Yeah, I don't get that. So I got to shift this ankle a little bit or something. I don't know. I don't know, like that's kind of difficult to work with, like, cause you're trying to line it up right. I don't know if you can see it, but like here on the side, like that's lined up pretty good. You see the little circle there. Here it's a little off, and I'm wondering if that's like what's causing it to do that. But I don't know. It feels like the old Marvel Legends, like the Toy Biz ones, where you had to work so hard with like the feet and ankles to get it to stay, but they fell over more often. And he's got 2 alternate hands, which are kind of gripping hands. And I'll just put one on this right just to see how it looks. It's a pretty big peg. I'm still just kind of comparing this to Marvel Legends because, yeah, I don't know. This is kind of like a test run for DC stuff too. Ever decide to get any more? So, in that head, like you have to kind of work it. Like it has that thing where if you turn just a little bit, it just wants to go back in this other position. So you have to kind of really get it. But, you know, trying to think of a good pose, but there you go. I like the Joker a little better. I mean, the color on this is really good. And that comes with the hind legs. So it looks like they just pop in here, and this should be this side. So it looks like it's got to get pushed pretty tight in there to get to a certain point. There's like kind of like a cap ridge there. There it goes. And then same thing with this one. So there's the hind legs. Has his weird ankle joints too. And this one looks like it's off. I don't know, like this one looks kind of lined up. I don't know, maybe with the legs, because Batman has the legs, the front legs, and the tail. They'll kind of do its magic, but I guess we'll see. Okay, so on to the last one, which is Batman. Alrighty, so I've got Batman out of the package, and the whole time I was doing this, all I could think of was just hearing Peter Weller's voice when he was doing the movie, and I don't know how awesome that was. But closer look. Right out of the package, this is definitely my favorite figure of the set. Well, maybe until we get the horse together, I don't know. God, they did such a good job with the face. It has the small horns, kind of like the cape has too. I noticed my head's a little slanted, like it's a little to his right. I don't know, can't quite get it to even out. But, I mean, it turns just fine. It's just the neck is part of the torso, and it's just, you know, I don't know. There it goes. Yeah, the sculpt looks great. Like the outfit has like kind of like these ridges, like he's, you know, he's wearing a uniform rather than just, you know, just just a bunch of muscles, so it looks really cool. It looks a lot like Superman's, where he has like this muscle in the back here, where it's just defined. So it just kind of bulges out, but I think it fits to me because like they're, you know, the older versions, like over the years, it's just packed on so much muscle. So has like this ankle joint, so I think it's pretty common with DC stuff, which is one thing I was kind of curious about with these. Yeah, mine's off too here, so I'm trying to figure out how to get it to go back into position. Because it doesn't want to go up until it's like lined up with this seam right here, but this seam is not lined up like this, so I'm not sure how to get that to go. Leave it as is for now, mess with it later. Is that good? Okay. So okay, that makes sense. So basically to do that, you have to lift the foot up, kind of like that, and then you move it, and it moves that. So wherever you settle it is where it's gonna stay. Okay, I'm learning. So out of the package has like kind of these gripping hands, and this thing goes stand pretty good. Alrighty, and then the rope's kind of just a circle, so it's just wrapped up like that. Or how well it's gonna fit in there. That's not bad. It's not like Trigger's, whatchamacallit, his knife. But this is a lot smaller and thinner and stuff. Honestly, I think this is a little more stable. That knife was a little too squishy. So yeah, it's pretty easy. So you can hold it like that, and there you go. It does have two-fisted hands. I'm not going to alternate them now because I'm actually going to try to put them on the horse. So to see how that looks. Alright, so I'll make some room here. And so he comes with the final pieces of the horse, the front legs, and the tail. This tail's heavy. Alright, so it goes right here in the butt. So that was easy. Pops right in. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of afraid of. The tail has a lot of weight to it, so it can shift depending on how you get it maneuvered. So you may need to work with that if you're doing it. So looks like I had another more room to go in there. So the legs. Let me see. Okay, so left and right quadrant. I don't know. So that will be his right. So it should be right. And there's a little slot here, so I imagine it just goes in like that. And then this one goes in there like this. So okay. I believe I got it right. So if it stands, that's how it'll stand. But okay, so I'm gonna try to get more of it in view. So I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with these legs, because it's like I have to get them about side by side to get it to be right. So once I kind of veer to the left, I imagine his tails will have a factor too because it's a lot of rear weight. So like you can see there, when I shifted it towards the camera, the weight kind of shifted too. So see what I mean? So yeah, that tail's gonna have a factor in it too. And the horse head, this is as far back as it comes. And this is separated, but it's not, I don't know. Like you can't really go far back too much because it's, when you line it up, it's blocked by the other hair like that. When we do the side, it's still blocked because there's this cap where it popped in. So, but the head goes down like that. So if you want to do like a pose where he's kind of, I don't know, standing up or something. God, this front legs just don't do much. Like, I'm having an issue with the front legs. Like, they're not, I don't know, like they're just not quite lined up or something. If that makes sense. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like, God dang, that's a tight ratchet. But the more I move this one, it's kind of veering to the inside. This one seems lined up okay. It feels like it's working its way out, but it's a tight ratchet. So I'm trying to see if like I can get them to like kind of just, you know, set up like that. Because you have to use a, yeah, you're gonna have to use the tail. God dang it. Hold on a sec. Hold on, let me get this thing situated. I'll be right back. Alright, so I finally got it working. Oh, what was this? Like my camera fell, and like I got this stand for my ring can light. There's a camera stand on it too, so sometimes it just, you twist it the wrong way, it falls down. So I got him standing, wasn't too hard. One thing I had an issue with was trying to get his hand, or this strap in his hand. So I just kind of wrapped around for now, just to kind of show you how it looks. Seems to stand just fine. Did bend the knees a little bit on the horse, for this too. So there's that. And the feet go in here pretty good. So yeah, I'll show you the other side of it. There you go. And you can kind of tell here too, like I'm using the tail as like an extra weight distribution. So, you know, now I think about it, I kind of wish you had the shotgun, like where he broke it or something like that. I remember the scene where he broke it in half, broke a shotgun in half, and talked about they were just loud and noisy or something like that. But it looks really good. Oh shoot. Yeah, like I'm trying to, let's see, compare this to, let me get the box out. Trying to compare it to like the scene that's on the back, if you can kind of see that. Which I mean, that's pretty cool. Do however you want to, but you know, it looks like even there, it looks like they have the tail kind of laying on something. So, you know, like if you take the tail off, this won't throw it off. Final thoughts. If I give this thing a review, so I have to kind of talk myself through this one because each figure was $25, so the whole wave was $100, and you get a Build-A-Figure, which is, you know, obviously cheaper than Marvel Legends. As the figures themselves, like I'm really impressed with the sculpts. I'm really impressed with the color. There are some QC issues, which is pretty common with Marvel Legends too. Like where paint messes up or doesn't quite go on right. Let me just put them all in perspective so I can kind of put Batman in the back and bring these other ones here. Okay. So there's a whole wave for you. As a single figure, Batman was my favorite easily. I thought that was so well done. Color, everything. I didn't notice any issues with it. The cape looks great. The face, everything's just fantastic with it. I mean, that figure itself was at least a 9. So Joker was more like an 8. The heels, I don't know. I guess it's movie accurate. I have to go back and watch it to see. But, you know, it throws it off with the heels, a bulkier body, and the articulation. These two are kind of like 7s. Like, I really would like to have seen this one. Like, one thing I forgot to mention too was like how well they did the translucent lights or glasses. I thought they did a really good job with that. That was really impressive. Yeah, like this one, I just feel like if I'd seen it with the color one, I'd probably like it a little better. And then Superman's about a 7 as well. The horse, it has its issues, but having it out, looking at it and everything, it's really impressive. Like, I'm really happy with overall. I mean, overall, I'll give it an 8, and that means just, you know, it's worth its price. You know, for $100, you're getting like the core characters of The Dark Knight Returns. Sometimes, you know, I know there's people that kind of focus more on statues or figures. I'm more on figures and have some statues. It just really depends. You know, this is one way for, like, you know, maybe a statue would have been better if you're just looking for a particular pose. So imagine there's a statue of him on a horse like that. So if you're looking for that, you know, you're looking at $100 to get it, but, you know, a statue probably would have been much more. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. You know, consolidate, it's worth it, but doesn't necessarily blow me away. So, all right, thanks for watching.